Okay, so this video is going to look at how we can edit images in Word. Quite often, if we've got a Word document, we might put an image in, but we can do more than just stick it in there and resize it. And sometimes we can get a bit confused about how to move it around and how to edit it. So it's briefly going to look at that. So for your task, you're going to be putting an image into this review of the BFG. So firstly, I'm going to go onto the internet. I'm going to find an image. So if we go onto the internet, we can get an image of the BFG. Okay, so that looks like quite a nice image. One good thing to do with images, if you're on Google, is to select them, click on View Image to make them bigger, and that will help when you're copying them across, okay, to get the full resolution. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to paste that into there. Now, what we've been doing previously is clicking on them and using the boxes just to drag it, okay, to make it smaller. Now what we can see is if we drag it about, it just jumps around somewhere within the writing, okay, and that is what we call inline with text wrapping. So the first thing we can do with an image is we can wrap text around it, and wrapping text around it, or the different sorts of wrapping text around it, will affect the way that it looks and the way the words flow around an image. So this first one is inline. If we click on the format in the picture tools with the image selected, we can go under wrap text, and there's lots of different ones, but there's only a few that we really need to worry about. Okay, so if we click on square, what that will do, if I drag it, you'll see now the writing is wrapping all the way around. And in terms of a book review, that's quite a nice look. We've also got in front of text, so the text is behind and the image is in front, or I can wrap the text and I can do behind text, and you can see there that the image is behind. It's quite hard to move the image when you do that. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to do square for my review. The next thing that you might have is you might think, well, actually I've got this big image and I've got a large area of pink there and I don't want that bit of pink. So what we can do is we can crop down an image, we can crop it by taking parts away. So that's what cropping means. It means cutting down to the right size. So again, select the image, format under the picture tools and click on crop, and you'll get these little black areas. And on those little black areas, or like black sections, we can drag it in. And you'll notice that parts of the image are going grey. So the parts that are going grey will disappear, and the parts that are still coloured will stay. So I said I just wanted to cut in the pink there, cut the pink in on this side, and you can see already the writing is wrapping around it because I've got my text wrap on. So I click off of that. I've now got a smaller image. I've cropped out parts of that image. I can put that image where I want it to go. Also, when we're on this area here, this menu here for the format menu, we've got a whole load of other sections that we can play with. So we can put a border on it by selecting a colour. We can also select a border weight. That's basically how thick the border is going to be. We can also select dashes, the sorts of dashes we want on the border to make it a little bit kind of more interesting. We can also select effects, so I could have a shadow around it if I wanted. I could have a reflection, so underneath we can see, if I click on that down the bottom, there's a reflection. There's also other ones like beveling, soft edges, so you can have a faded in edge if you really want faded in edges. You can add a glow to it as well, so you can change those styles. You've also got preset styles, so these are preset picture borders that set a style already. So you might want a picture frame, big border, you might want it as a circle. Okay, and then finally we've also got these sections here which you can colour and change the style. So the two really good ones are colour. So if I select it, I can choose a different colour style. And if I go to artistic effects, there's loads of different effects there. So what you can start to do is make your images look kind of a little bit more interesting. Okay, and that's basically achieved quite quickly and quite easily with a few features. So what we've got is the wrapping text, so how the text is arranged around the image. We've cropped it to take away certain areas, and you can see as I click on crop, the grey areas there. And then we've played around with the borders here, and we've played around with adjusting styles and artistic effects, and you can get quite a nice sort of look on your images. So basically what I would like you to have a go at is doing that for your BFG review, is getting some images, having a play about with it, and see the different sorts of things that you can do on a Word document to get your images to look nice and to be in a good position where the text wraps around it and it's not just an image stuck in the middle of a document.